Backyard elk hunting during Idaho's muzzleloading season 2010. Now, I'm known for my book Backyard Deer Hunting, but we also do other things, as you will see in this coming video.
I'm Hovey Smith, and we are doing backyard elk hunting in Idaho. And the gun I'm using is an old Brunswick rifle. It's an original gun made before 1840 in Nepal. It's a 2-groove rifle, and it shoots a 75 caliber round ball. So we're going to try this thing out on elk, and I think the gun will do very well. Those of you who have followed the videos about the Brunswick rifle saw how we took it and cleaned it and developed loads and got it shooting and took it on its first hunt. Well, now it's going after something really worthy of its mettle, and we're going to see if we can get an elk with it tomorrow. Now, we have already been hunting. This is the third day of our hunt, and we have been tromping around, and we have tromped Forest Service roads, and we have set up on meadows, and we have done various things, but not been successful thus far. But the elk are here. They're all around, including literally in people's backyards. So that's very nearly where we are, and we're going to see if we can shoot an elk in the morning. Now, I've got a mule's knee here to protect the gun as we walk around. This is a very useful device and an original accessory for muzzleloaders. And now, here's my host, Clint Boone. Well, Clint, tell me about your elk.
We have lots of elk around here this time of year. The snow pushes them down off the top of the mountain. Usually the big bulls stay up top where we don't like to walk to them, but we get a lot of spikes and cows down by the houses, and hopefully we'll be able to bag ourselves an elk in the backyard tomorrow.
Well, that sounds real good. We're certainly going to give it a try. Now, what size animals are these elk?
They usually range from about 500-600 pounds to clear up to 1,000 pounds. They're a fairly large animal. The cows will be the biggest thing that we'll have to see down here. The bulls, of course, will stay on top.
Now, this is muzzleloader season in Idaho, and in muzzleloading season you can only take, well, something with some horns on it. So we're likely to see smallish elk, yearling elk, spikes, forks, this kind of stuff is about the biggest elk we're going to shoot or see or have an opportunity to shoot. So that's what we're most likely to take.
Correct.
Now, how big are these critters?
They will probably be around the 400 to 600 pounds, I imagine.
Well, that's still twice as big as the biggest whitetail deer, so it's going to be an interesting hunt.
Be some good eating.
Idaho requires exposed ignition on their muzzleloading guns. Now, Clint's gun is the Thompson Center Arms Greyhawk, which is on the left. Now, this is the best gun of its class ever made. Now, my old Brunswick rifle has a mule's knee on it, which is a leather covering for the action available from Dixie Gun Works. We hunted Forest Service roads, in part, and here's a view from one in ankle-deep to nearly knee-deep snow. So the snow was there. Here is a blind where I set up overlooking a long pasture. The elk commonly walk down the edge of this tree line to the front, and there's also a road that I could see, and then down at the bottom, that is about a 200-yard shot. Now, I had another gun, a Traditions Magnum Hawken muzzleloader, where I could make that shot, but unfortunately no elk came. But we did manage to take a wild turkey whilst we were there with an old Stevens Long Tom 12-gauge shotgun that belonged to my mother, and this is described in Backyard Turkey Hunting. So we did get something out of our trip. Now, one thing that Clint saw was more 150 class whitetail deer during that muzzleloading hunt than he had ever seen in any similar period in his entire life. So if you go there and if you hunt Idaho, and in particular if you hunt the Panhandle, by all means stick a deer tag in your pocket, because you are very apt to see some good deer and one that you would want to take. For more information on Idaho hunting, you can see my videos, Backyard Bear Hunting, Backyard Turkey Hunting, And also refer to my books, Backyard Deer Hunting and Crossbow Hunting. Now, I also have a lot of other information on my blog post. Now, the blogs as well as my radio shows are best accessed from my website, www.hoviesmith.com. Now, good hunting and good eating from the outdoors.